If you're feeling stuck between prelims panic and mains guilt, you are not alone. Every serious aspirant who's preparing for this examination, especially around this time, has a feeling of this sort. Whether to approach the prelims MCQs, or to prepare the GS mains content, or solve the CSAT questions, or go with an ethics case study. Hello everyone, welcome to your own channel, the IAS track. In the next 10 minutes, I'll try my best to make things clear for you, to tell you what should be the approach for the next 100 days, which are of extreme importance for the UPSC CSE 2026 attempt. Now, what you'll have to understand is that the countdown has already begun. We'll be having the preliminary examination on 24th of May 2026. So we have around 7 months left. One of the very important things which I have been coming across these days is students are coming to me and saying that they're very much anxious. They're having a lot of anxiety. Look, first of all, having anxiety is very much natural. That is something which you'll have to accept. But if you are just surviving with the anxiety without having a clarity, then things are going to be very difficult. Having anxiety is natural, but you also need to have a clarity. Clarity with respect to the kind of approach you need with respect to the next 100 days. That is going to give you a balance between the prelims and the mains, right? Now, before we talk about the kind of approach which is required, let's first have a reality check. That is really very important to understand. See, one of the very biggest myths about the UPSC examination is that the prelims and the mains are two separate battles. See, please understand, everyone who has basically qualified this examination or has had a good experience with respect to this particular examination, they'll definitely tell you that you have to look at the examination as a composite examination. It is one exam with different aspects. We have the prelims exam stage, we have the mains stage, then we have the personality test. What you'll have to understand is that the assessment parameters at different stages are different. Prelims is a particular stage where your factual knowledge is being tested, where your foundational knowledge is being tested. Whereas once we talk about the main examination, it is more about the assessment or the test of your understanding, the way you analyze a particular thing, your analytical ability. That is what you'll have to understand. But it is one composite examination. Okay? You cannot differentiate between having a prelims only approach or having a mains only approach. That is what you'll have to understand. And those who really want to qualify the examination in one go, they really can't afford to prepare in isolation, right? They can't just say that first we'll focus upon the prelims and then we'll focus upon the mains. What I'm trying to say is that we need to have an integrated approach. Focus can vary. Focus आपका vary हो सकता है. The importance which you're going to give to the main or the prelims can vary. But again, we need to have an integrated approach. Now, let's discuss this. This is going to be very important. Just pay attention. So, how to basically approach the next 100 days and then further from February till May. So, I have basically categorized the whole journey into different phases, into two phases. The first phase is from October till January, right? So we are talking about the next 100 days. What I call this particular plan or the approach is 75:25 plan, right? Where 75% of your time and your effort should go in the mains preparation and the rest 25% should go for the prelims preparation. I'll tell you how to basically proceed. Dekho, when I'm talking about the 75% part, I'm basically talking about the main score. Okay? You need to basically go through the foundational material with respect to GS 1, 2, 3, 4. जो भी आप material refer कर रहे हैं, whatever material you are referring with respect to the core content of GS 1, 2, 3, 4, make sure that you go through it n number of times. That is very much important. Especially when we talk about GS 1 and 4. Please pay attention. These are the subjects which are more or less quite static. Talking about the history or the geography or the society. Okay? So, more or less the content with respect to GS1 and GS4, the ethics, philosophical aspects, or you have the other aspects, the content is more or less static. For that, what is really important is that you need to read it multiple times. You need to go for multiple revisions for GS1 and GS4. What about GS2 and 3? I have already told this many times, but again I'm repeating. If you look at the kind of questions which are being asked in GS2 and GS3, you will see that most of the questions, almost 85 to 90% questions, are current oriented. Every question has a root in the current affairs. वो time गया when we used to have questions that what is basic structure doctrine, what is judicial review. Right now, each and every question we are having, it is rooted in current affairs. तो भाई जरूरी क्या है? What is really important? You need to have a solid base with respect to current affairs. आप जो भी source refer कर रहे हैं with respect to current affairs, whatever source you are referring, be it any magazine, be it any current affairs, analysis video, please go through it seriously, diligently, so that you develop a solid foundation with respect to current affairs. Now, बात आती है how to basically know that how much I have learned. How will you assess कि भाई मुझे कितना समझ में आया? For that, 1 or 2 answers daily, you will have to practice. That is something which you cannot ignore. 1 to 2 answers on a daily basis with respect to the GS is very important, especially with respect to GS2 and 3, जो सबसे ज़्यादा strong areas हैं with respect to the current affairs. How you can proceed? We are already having a particular initiative on our channel, that is the IAS track on the Telegram channel, what we call as the 7 p.m. mains drill. In between, I also try to go for the comprehensive evaluation. But right now, what we are doing is, I give you a particular summary of an Hindu editorial. I also give you the static content. I give you a model question. So please start writing that question. With time, I'm thinking to come up with a comprehensive program in which would be including the evaluation part also, right? So that is something which is going to help you a lot. For the optional and the essay, what I would say is, go for weekly answers, weekly answer writing. Optional is something jahan pe we have a lot of scholars, we have a lot of points to be considered. Interlinkages बहुत important होता है. So I don't think it's really advisable to write optional answers on a daily basis. For the GS is very important, but for the optional, you can do it on a weekly basis. Same goes with the essay. I think I have already explained that how to proceed with the essay. There is one particular video on this channel. You can just go through that. In the essay, it's very important that you need to learn the art of articulation. कि भाई structuring कैसे होती है, articulation कैसे होता है, how to basically have a lot of dimensions within the essays. You can just go through that video. But again, for the optional and the essay, weekly writing is very much important. Next, the important part with respect to the prelims, जो बहुत सारे लोगों को doubt है, how to approach the prelims in the next 100-120 days. See, 25% of your time and effort must go for the prelims. Karna kya hai? See, when we talk about the prelims, the most important source with respect to the questions is the NCRTs. Please start revising the NCRTs, preferably from class 6th to class 12th. Very, very important. Whatever source you're following for the current affairs, let's say the magazines, जैसे आपने भाई let's say शुरू किया हो मार्च से या अप्रैल से, please start revising those magazines. Very, very important. How to basically test that how much you have understood? Go for one particular mock per week. Not more than that. It's more than enough. One mock of GS per week or one mock per 10 days. That's going to help you a lot. That's enough. Now, how would you proceed from February till May? It has to be a prelims exclusive preparation where the entire focus must be on the prelims. What you'll focus upon is a revision. अब जब आप अभी mains को core लेके चलेंगे, once you'll take mains as a core, you will have a substantial foundational clarity with respect to the mains, and that is going to strengthen your prelims preparation. ठीक है, तो ये मत सोचना कि भाई अभी if I'm preparing for mains, would it compromise the prelims aspect? Not at all. That's actually going to strengthen your roots, right? So revision of both the static and the current, whatever you have the content, be it the different subjects or be it the current affairs material, go for multiple revision, and then you will have to go for almost 7 to 8 GS mocks per month, right? And when we talk about the CSAT, you can go with a weekly test. Make sure that you give due importance to the previous year's questions with respect to the CSAT. CSAT is becoming a silent killer. Do not ignore that. If you want, I'll also bring a video with respect to the CSAT because I have consistently scored very good marks in the CSAT, so I'll try to help you with that. last 1 month, starting from let's say 24th of April till 24th of May, what is really needed is 100% revision along with full length tests with respect to the prelims, right? Full length mock लगाइए GS का और CSAT का, and please do not do any kind of experimentation कि भाई किसी ने बता दिया follow this particular source, it has a lot of good content with respect to current affairs, so sub छोड़ छाड़ के you leave each and everything and just start experimenting with that. Don't do that. Whatever content you have prepared, just go through that. Prelims is a qualifying stage. What really matters is the mains. I hope the whole phase wise approach is clear. Sir, आपने बताया, you told us that there has to be an integrated preparation, but how to basically create that smart bridge? What is really important is to go for the integration. How to go for integration? पहली चीज है कि भाई आप कंसेप्ट को इंटीग्रेट करो. अब भाई कंसेप्ट इंटीग्रेशन क्या होता है? सी, यू विल हैव टू डेवलप दिस पर्टिकुलर स्किल. यू विल हैव टू डेवलप दिस स्किल with respect to integrating the conceptual knowledge for the prelims and the mains. Let's take an example. आप भाई prelims के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं with respect to the office of the CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General, and what you are basically going through is the different constitutional provisions. What are the articles? अब भाई मेंस के लिए ये टॉपिक भी तो इंपॉर्टेंट है ना, दैट हाउ CAG acts as one of the very important agencies to maintain the accountability with respect to the governance. That is how you'll have to interlink. That is how you'll have to look at every topic. कि भाई if I'm reading a particular topic, I should also integrate the factual and the analytical part. That is the mains and the prelims part, right? और let's talk about कि भाई मैं पढ़ रहा था, I'm reading monetary policy, right? So monetary policy, the different components, the statutory provisions with respect to the RBI. अब आप मेंस के लिए कैसे इसको देखोगे कि भाई monetary policy कितनी effective है, how effective it is in combating the inflation or promoting growth in the economy. That is what you'll have to understand. Second thing which you'll have to develop is the 2 questions habit. As I already told you, we are having the 7 p.m. mains drill. I'm on the channel itself. I'm thinking to expand it further for 2 articles. Please write questions. Write the answers with respect to the questions which are rooted in current affair, so that you are always in that writing mode. देखो होता क्या है ना, एक बहुत प्यारा concept है physics में, which is inertia. If we stop writing, or if the frequency of the writing is quite less, then we develop the inertia. And then it takes a lot of time for us to again start the whole process. So daily write at least 1 to 2 answers. And see, इसका दूसरा फायदा क्या होगा ना, कि post prelims you will not freeze. You'll feel very, if you have been continuously writing answers, you will feel very comfortable with the whole process. So be in that writing mode. Again, use current affairs from a dual use perspective. कैसे कि भाई मैं कोई भी टॉपिक पढ़ रहा हूँ, whatever topic let's say I'm going through the office of the governor, so I'm also looking at the constitutional provisions, the recent Supreme Court verdicts, and I'm also looking at the analytical part, that what should be done, the different committees or commissions report. Or let's say there's a particular topic of science and technology, let's say you have the deep ocean mission, right? So understand that what are the factual points with respect to the deep ocean mission, and how deep ocean mission, when we look from the mains perspective, it can help with respect to the blue economy, or increasing the resource base for the nation as a whole. So that is what you'll have to understand. थोड़ा perspective आपको बदलना पड़ेगा. You'll have to look from that particular perspective. Next, talking the most important part, that is the mindset and the anxiety handling. See, as I already told in the beginning, is anxiety the real problem? The answer is a clear-cut no. Anxiety सबको होती है. Even those people who qualify the examination, or get very good marks in the mains, or go till the personality test level, all have this anxiety. But the point is, clarity होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Clarity कैसे आएगी? Clarity आएगी जब आप consistently काम करोगे. Once you will develop consistency with respect to the preparation. Do not fall into this trap कि नहीं आज ये material पढ़ता हूँ, कल ये material पढ़ता हूँ. Don't do that. Just decide what your material is going to be, and just be consistent. That's very important. Second, don't be too critical. I have often seen aspirants, sir, nahi ho pa raha, humse nahi ho pa raha, we're not able to focus, though I'm studying for 10 hours, but still the productivity is less. Please stop criticizing, too much. Don't criticize a lot. Don't criticize yourself a lot, because that is going to, in a way, साइकोलॉजिकली रीइंफोर्स द आइडिया, आपको बना देगा वैसा कि भाई आप प्रोडक्टिव नहीं हो, ठीक है. Appreciate yourself. That is very, very important. Many a times what we fail is, we don't appreciate yourself. Celebrate whatever efforts you are putting in. आज आपने पढ़ाई की, 7-8 घंटे आपने मेहनत की, you went through the current affairs, you wrote the answers, so please appreciate yourself. Make sure that you have fixed timelines. सोने से पहले make a proper plan for yourself that what you're going to do tomorrow, and please stick to that. हैव फिक्स टाइमलाइंस. ये नहीं कि आज मन किया साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, कल मन किया इकोनॉमिक्स, परसों मन किया यू जस्ट doing things as per your own whims and fancies. Don't do that. There has to be a robust approach. Have a planned approach, and yes, don't lose the momentum. Right now we'll be having a lot of festivals, and I can totally understand many of you would be going to your homes. प्लीज़ डो नॉट डिस्ट्रैक्ट योर सेल्फ. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि फेस्टिवल्स इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बिल्कुल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंजॉय करिए, खूब अच्छे से खाइए, बट अगेन डोंट डिस्ट्रैक्ट योर सेल्फ, बिकॉज look, if you lose the momentum, you will take a lot of time to recover, and that is going to cost you, right? So even if you're going home for the Diwali celebrations or for the other festivals, make sure कि भाई at least 4 से 5 घंटे you devote to the current affairs, to the NCRTs and all these things. That is what I'll tell you. Let's talk about the final advice. See, UPSC is never about doing each and everything. सब कुछ नहीं करना है. You have to do right things at the right time. That is what is really important. There have been many, YouTube videos right now these days. There are so many, mentors these days, and people who are saying that you should start the prelims preparation, creating the anxiety. देखिए, prelims निकल भी गया. If you even qualify the prelims and if you're not ready for the mains, it is pretty useless. So right now, develop a solid base with respect to the mains, also giving importance to the prelims. Next 100 days, they are going to be very, very important. That is going to decide basically कि भाई आपका फ्यूचर क्या होगा, आपका फेट क्या होगा. तो भाई उसी हिसाब से मेंस को इंपॉर्टेंट दीजिए. प्रीलिम्स इज जस्ट अ गेटवे. अल्टीमेटली द रियल बैटल इज द मेन एग्जामिनेशन, ठीक है. तो जो रियल बैटल है, इट इज द मेन एग्जामिनेशन. वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजीज ऑन अवर चैनल. यू कैन जॉइन द टेलीग्राम चैनल, द IAS track. You can just search, and believe me, I always go for quality content and strategies. It's not like many of the channels where just we are having low quality content. No, we are not doing that. We always focus upon good quality content and strategies. And yes, do subscribe the YouTube channel so that I can come up with more important videos. My best wishes to everyone. Wishing you in advance a very happy Diwali, and again, for all the festivals, may you all qualify the exam. May all the serious aspirants qualify the exam with flying colors. Best wishes. Thank you so much.